This video explains how to set up Zotero and add sources to your Zotero library. First, make sure that you have created an account at zotero.org. Second, sync your Zotero library in the settings. Click on Sync and make sure that you have logged in. Syncing your library keeps your sources up to date and allows you to use multiple computers. It keeps all of your sources synced across all platforms. Next, we're going to create a collection. These are all collections that I have, various different research projects. You can add a collection. You can then create sub-collections as well. I've created a collection called Theological Research. Next, we're going to add sources to our Zotero library. The most convenient way to add a book is by clicking on the little wand. If you want to include all data, you can click on this little plus button, add a book or a journal article. You then have empty fields that you can then fill in all of the information. Instead, as we demonstrated in the last video, you type in the ISBN and then you modify the fields as needed. This source was input by typing in the ISBN number using the little wand. There are other ways to get sources, for example, journal articles. Remember that we installed the Zotero connector. If we log into EBSCOhost, if you are on Faith's campus, it should log you in automatically. If you're off campus, you will have to use the credentials to log in. We can do a search. We can then see that Zotero, the icon has changed to a folder. You can click on that folder, select several of these sources, and then add all of them to your Zotero library. I am just going to do one at a time. I can click on one. Notice that the icon has changed to simply a file. I click on that icon, and it's adding it to my Theological Research Paper Zotero collection. Here's the source. As a journal article, it gives you the date, volume, and issue number. It gives you the DOI number. The short title could probably be modified. That's still pretty long. Always look at all of this information before moving on to your next source. EBSCOhost is a very helpful place to get journal articles, and with the Zotero connector, it makes it very easy to add those sources to your Zotero library. Another website would be worldcat.org. The book Leisure, the Basis of a Culture. This is helpful because it shows you where the resource is located, and you can go and take a look at it from at a local library. You can see that the book icon is here, so we can save to our Zotero library. It looks like it was having a problem, so be aware that that does happen sometimes. Come back to your Zotero library, and it saved it as a web page instead of as a book. The second time that I hit the button, it did save it correctly as a book. We can then go ahead and update the tags. Make sure you look at the book itself to make sure that the information is correct. Notice that there is a translator for this source. WorldCat is particularly helpful for sources that do not have ISBN numbers. Here is another copy of Leisure, the Basis of a Culture by a different translator. This is the actual book that I have. I go ahead and I add that book to my Zotero library. And I'm going to delete the other one. This version of the book has a few other issues. You can see that it has 2 authors. Sometimes the Zotero tags have errors and you need to clean them up. Also, this individual is the translator, not the author. Okay, I'm going to show you one other thing to do. This book also has an introduction that is written by a different author. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a citation from that introduction. What I'm going to do is duplicate the item. And in this duplicate item, I'm going to change the item type to a book section. The reason I'm doing this is because you are going to cite book sections on a regular basis. I will have an exercise later in the class that will walk you through it, but this is a video representation. The title of the book section is simply the introduction. The author of the introduction is not Pieper, but Roger Scruton. The section is not translated. Now we are going to illustrate citing these sources in Microsoft Word. Let's say that we first cite Pieper himself. We will select the SBL Handbook of Style. We have to select the right version because I have both of them in here. We select the page number, which we're just going to make something up. And we can see how it's all cited there with the translator listed as well. Next, we're just going to add another citation, and this time let's cite Scruton. So Scruton is actually populating. Sometimes Zotero will have the correct source there. So we can see that it's Roger Scruton is the author of the introduction in the book Leisure, the Basis of a Culture. So this is properly formatted. Next, let's cite our journal article. Okay, so here we have our journal article written by this individual in this journal. And all that information is correct with the DOI number as well. The 999 is the fictitious page number. Okay, so that kind of illustrates some of the capability of Zotero and the steps that you'll want to go through as you formulate your collection. I hope this video has been helpful.